Alright, campers, it's Key of W with more Islands of Insight. I am starting over here because I want to get some more Ascension Grids done. That's the puzzles that are in this direction here. So we have the randomized set of these guys. They're all pretty tricky, so I might not get all of them in one video. I mean, I could just spend the entire time up here, but I'd rather look around to some other areas. Connect all light cells. No two dark areas have same shape and size, and all dark regions have area 4. So this is possible. If we did this, though, what would that mean here? Connect light cells. That would force it to be here. Connect light cells would force this. We would need at least one dark cell up here, which would mean all 3 of these are dark cells. No squares. They don't have the same shape and size, so I can't have another T piece. So this is an L piece, this is an I piece, and this could be an O piece? Can't be that. It's either O or it can't be Z or L. This is an L piece though, so this is the O. This gotta go here. This would be okay. Now that would make this work. Ah, no. Here. That's how it goes. Excellent. That one's actually kind of cool. Let's grab a 3-star puzzle. Oh my gosh, it's big. That's what he said. Let's start off with these ones. Okay, that's the ones. No black squares connect to dark cells. Exactly one symbol per light area. So even if they have the same number, the light ones can't connect. Gotta connect these. These have to connect. This has to connect. That's come out. Those can't connect to each other. That's gotta be a dark cell now. That's gotta go. No dark squares means this. What's interesting about these types of puzzles, you tend to get a lot of cells really quickly, and then you reach a point at which it's a struggle to figure out the remaining part of the puzzle. Okay, that can't be there. That's got to come down. That's got to come out. That's got to come out. So, there we go. Right, like all of this is being done relatively quickly, but I'm eventually going to reach a point at which I have to really think hard about what my next step is. No black squares. This has to connect somewhere. It's going to connect to this 3. It's the only one that it can reach. This has to escape. Those can't be... That's got to go at least there. This is going to have to move out for sure. And further for sure. This will have to come up around this way at least. That's got to come out. So 6. This has to come up at least once. This... it's possible this is a light cell, because then we could bring dark cells around that way. Those can't connect to each other ever. None of that. This is the only place that that's going to connect, so... can't have squares. Can't have squares. Those can't connect. That's gotta be a dark cell. This would have to be a dark cell as well. Where's this connected to? The 14, probably? Ha! That's the only place it comes out, so there you go. This would block things off, so we definitely have to put this here. This would be a problem, so there you go. one of these two's got to be a light cell, which means it's got to connect to the 7. So this one has to be a light cell. And so does that. There's got to be a light cell in here somewhere, so it could be here. No. That has to be a dark cell then. So one of these two is light, which means that's light. Those are done. One of these two is light. Can't be this one. So yeah, this is how we do the 7. Okay. What's the next step here? That's got to come out. It's got to go this way. This is only going to connect to the 10. That's probably it. That's the 4. It's got to be at least one white cell here. Well, if this is a white cell, it's got to connect to the 11, which would mean that it's going to block this in. So that's got to be white and black like so. That's got to be a white cell. Can't have this going on. So if this is a black cell, then we'd have to somehow connect them there. So I think it's like this. This is possible. But this cell has to be filled in. Which means what? Not this. We gotta block. So I think this has to come out here. One of these two cells is light, but it could be this one connected to the 3, or it could be here connected to the 11. We're not sure. This 13 has to escape. Alright, we've got 7. This could be 9 down here, right? If we filled those in. 10, 11, 12, 13. We have to go out that far. Oh. This got to connect to 12. I'm not sure if it's a direct connection or if it's one of these. The 14's got to connect to here, right? 4. That'd be 8. Yeah, we have plenty to connect with. I could do this, or I could bring the 13 out. Now, if I brought the 13 out 2 spaces, though, that's a problem. So the 13 can only go out 1 space at most, which means there has to be 1 down here, and it can't. That could be both of these, though. If it was 1, we would have to. Yeah, so it can't go out at all. So this does it to block off. We just fill in these. There we go. That's got to be there. So now we have to connect here, like so. That's got to be a dark cell now. Probably just going to go straight across. Yeah, that would cause a problem. So it's going to go straight across. And then there's 2 more, but I'm not sure where. The 12 is going to connect here. There's no way to avoid it, which means 3's got to move up 1 space here. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It also has to move up. So the 3 is blocked there. That's the 11. We're done. This is possible because we can extend a little further out, but not much further. We can only go 1 more space up and to the right. So we can't fill too many space here. Actually, if we were to put this 2 like so, we would have to fill all of these, and then I think we'd be set. Cool. So that's a longer puzzle, but just a nice, enjoyable, relaxing, easier puzzle for me. You know what? We're going to do this 4-star puzzle. Oh dear. Okay, so we know that much. Exactly 1 symbol per dark and per light area. Oh dear. So if we did this, let's say we put a light cell here, we would have to do all of that. We would have to also do this. So that guarantees that we have a dark cell here, which means that is done. That's got to be dark. Now, if we had a light cell here, what would that mean? Hold on, this has to be light. If we had a light cell here, we would be forced to do this and that, which is fine. Let's suppose instead we had a dark cell here. Oh, we can't, because they also connect. I was just correct. I don't know what I was thinking there. This is all required. This has to connect to somebody. It can connect here. It can also connect there. This cannot connect to the 4. If this was a light cell, let's say, we would definitely have this going on. If this is a dark cell, though, this is what we have going on. And now we can't... this would have to be a light cell, which means this would have to be a dark cell. So we'd be forced to do this, if this is the case. Which means this can't be a dark cell. Because then we can't connect it here, and we can't connect it there. That would be a light cell here. Which would do that. So yeah, so we're blocked. So that was a wrong choice. This is light. Got it. This has to be dark. There's no getting around it, because it's got to connect to something. Which means this is a possibility now. These have to move out at least that far. This can't connect, so there's your 4. Complete. The 3 can only be like this. 4's got to go at least one space down, but it could be either here. This has to connect to something. Okay, how's the 6 going to go? It has to go down at least 1. It actually has to connect all the way over here, so that's that. That has to be a different color, and it has to be done. There we go. This has to be that. This has to connect somewhere. That's great down here. This, yeah, that's got to be black. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere here. There we go. That actually was not that difficult for a 4-star puzzle. Let's grab a 1-star and then be done with this area, maybe. Oh, all dark areas have the L shape. All light areas have an S shape. Okay, is there a spot that has to have a certain shape in it? Is there any way to get an S shape into here? Yeah, this is a way to get it into there. Or here. This is also possible. Right? Like, this is all... Oh, I just guessed it right. Okay, let's find some puzzles. Is this a glide rings I can do? It is. I haven't done one of these in a hot second. That was it. Cool. Let's get back to the start so we can grab the puzzles that are here. And this is everyone's favorite, so let's take care of it now. I guess. Whatever. Nope, nope. There we go. I don't actually want to spend too long in Lucent Waters. I've been in Lucent Waters a lot recently, but I've got puzzles in front of me, so I'm going to do them. I bet we're just going to surround the empty holes here. Yeah. Let's grab a flow orbs, though, because I want to get all those ones done, because I hate them. Wait, hold on. There's 9 orbs here? Okay, so let's start at one end and make our way across. Where's the other ones? Are they all up high? Okay, I think I should start on this end. Oh, that's annoying. Hold on. Where's that cube? I hear a cube. There we go. That one's a better one because at least it's spread out, so you get to enjoy the movement rather than be constrained by it. But still, this is a stupid puzzle type now. Or at least it's utilized very poorly in this game. Ah, there. Alright, another glide ring. Alright, we're gonna warp to somewhere else now. Let's go. We haven't been to Shady Wildwood in a hot second, so let's go here. Let's head this direction as well. I feel like I haven't done that too much. Vanished, so let's see if you're a movement guy. Okay. Nice. More archways. Oh, I should probably go through that spot. Alright. Maybe it's on the upper level? What was that? Oh, popping in and out of existence here. Just a little graphical glitch. I don't know what that one was supposed to be, but I don't care. I got it. Okay, well that's got to be like this. Can't do that, so... means can't do that. All dark regions have area 2. Okay. We can't do that now, so there we go. Oh. Can't have that. Can't have that. Interesting. That would have been an interesting set, but it isn't that. See, when you make a game like this, where it's just full of content, you have to know that a lot of puzzle solvers, a lot of players are going to be incentivized to try to find everything. Maybe not 100% the game, because that's the thing that a crazy person would do. But at least try to do all the... Hold on. Where's the angle on this guy? Try to get all the puzzles. So if you make a series of puzzles that are literally just the same thing over and over again, that's not very interesting, right? Oh, I don't know where the angle is on this guy. So something like a Shy Aura puzzle or a phasic dial or something where all the puzzles kind of meld in to become the same, and you fill the game with those, then you're saying either the player should be expected only to find a small percentage of them so they don't get bored with the puzzle type, or that players are going to try to find a lot of them and then get bored with it. So either you make the puzzles better so everyone can do all of them, or you make less of them so you don't get bored with the puzzle style. But otherwise you're going to put yourself in a position where players are going to have to not play the full game in order to have the most fun with it, I guess. Like, I still like doing all the puzzles, but there definitely is that sense that they just run out of ideas with certain puzzle types. There's just not enough with the phasic dials, for instance, to make it interesting. So like if there were way less of them, they'd wear out their welcome a lot later, or maybe they wouldn't wear out their welcome at all. But as it stands, there's so many of them that any player that even remotely does like these, or a few of them even, is gonna... Is that the right... That's not the right thing I'm looking at. I'm looking at a different maze. Anyone who even remotely does a small percentage of those puzzles is going to get bored with them. So your best bet is to just not do them at all. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling because I keep distracting myself with my own thoughts. But yeah, I guess like if you're going to make a game that has tons of content, you're either going to end up with a lot of repetition that gets on everyone's nerves, or you're going to end up with less content. Like, or unless you're capable of making all the content really interesting, which is very hard to do. Like, you're just going to run out of ideas at some point. I mean, certain puzzles lend themselves to lots of different ideas, like the logic grids, for instance. You could probably double the amount of logic grids in the game, and it would still be fun. But certain puzzles really just have one thing you do. Shy auras, there could probably be about half as many of those. Phasic dials, there could probably be about half as many of those. Flow orbs, there could be a lot if you made them better. But that's just kind of, there's just too many of them. The vast majority of players aren't going to see every puzzle because they're not crazy people. They're not going to try to 100% the game. So it doesn't matter if there aren't as many, because then you're guaranteeing more players see all the puzzles you make. You know what I mean? Like if there's 10,000 of one puzzle type, and most people only see like a couple dozen, sure, everyone has a wildly different experience, but you don't need that many. You can have way, way less, and everyone still would have a wildly different experience seeing different sets of puzzles without the danger of every puzzle just feeling the same. Like, even these Wandering Echoes start to get a little old because they're not doing anything with the puzzle. Like, we've seen in some enclaves how Wandering Echoes can be used in really clever ways, but they're not being used in those clever ways out here. And so it's just kind of like, well, why am I doing this? I'm just kind of running around in a circle. There's a lot of untapped potential in this puzzle design. Where's the other things? Is this one of those we look down through a hole? Yeah, we do. Nice. So, where are the other guys here? It wasn't in the building somewhere, is it? That would be clever. Like, matchboxes I feel are good. Like, I haven't ever run out of thoughts on matchboxes. I've enjoyed this the whole time. But not every puzzle type is that good. I still enjoy doing the crystal mazes. I still enjoy doing the hidden pentads. It's just, there's definitely puzzle types. This puzzle type, like, how good can this puzzle type be? Oh, come on. Yeah, the memory grid is one of those, you've done about 5 of them, you never need to see them again. That was easy. Do I need to be inside this area? This is really not a great spot, but I think here works. We got 2 separate pieces here, okay. Nice. Oh, another one. Yeah, the shifting mosaics outside of the enclaves are way easier. No. This is just swapping those. Huh. Go to this side and go up here. What good is that going to do me? I need to be able to get this guy to go down another space. That's what I need him to be able to do. But no matter what, there's just not enough to do that. Right? Like, there's always... This gold guy is always in the way. this. Is there something about this initial setup that's... I can get myself swapped here, but... I guess I swap here, and I don't worry about it, and I just go that way. I was trying to go around the long way, and that was a dumb idea. Okay, if I head down, I have to go all the way around. There's no getting around it. Actually, I think this is the correct way. I think we're going to loop, and then we're going to go around the bottom, and we're going to make like a number 9 here. Starting at the low end and going around. That wasn't too bad. Dang, where's that? Is it up there? I'm up here looking out at that island. But I've got to see like a drapery here. Ah, like this. How about you? Where are we in time? Close to half an hour now? That looks like something. No, it's just shadows. I thought we were looking at a leitmotif there. Just be in here. Ah, there. We're looking at a river, so let's get up nice and close to a river. Or at least up high and then look for a river. Like this one. A little further along, maybe? If you want to be looking down. There. Do I just do this? Like this? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, Shy Aura time. And leitmotif. I think there was another leitmotif on the wall over here. It's weird how sometimes the leitmotifs don't light up for a bit. I think the game, like the leitmotifs, probably have some code in them that's looking for the player object. And if you don't approach from a typical direction, like it's not looking for you in the right way, so it doesn't notice that you're close by until you're trying to solve it, and then the game goes, oh wait, hold on, there's a puzzle here. Here, let me help you. I guess that's how it's done. Like, the way it's supposed to light up is based on how you're approaching it. And if you approach it in an unexpected way, the game doesn't know what to do, and then it lights up wrong. Are we talking about the other side of this here? Other side of this, maybe? No, it's just a logic grid. I'll do it, though, because I like it. Alright, so this cannot be white. Yeah, that's got to be black, so that's got to be there. Oops, that's got to be white now. That has to be white. So that's going to be black. Oops, it's going to be... Okay, weird puzzle. Ring to nowhere. Yeah, there's also some interesting choices for where they put rings, cubes, and archways. Like, the idea to me, what I would be doing if I was designing these puzzles. So, like, the ring over here. Let's go back over. I just want to talk about this. This is a weird place to put a ring. Because my thought is, you want cubes to be in crevices, so you have to look really closely to find them. You want arches to be in locations that might be difficult to reach. Like, you have to get on top of something and walk through, like here. You have to physically get to that. You want rings to be in areas that you're going to travel through in the air, whereas this is on the ground. There's this here. The direction through the ring is this wall. There's nothing that says, you know, you can't do that, but because you can't travel through it. It just becomes you need to reach this spot like this. So I'm not really traveling through the ring. This could easily be an arch or a cube, right? Does that make sense? Like, you want to choose which of the 3 hidden objects it is based on the method of travel. Like cubes being non-travel, arches being you have to get to the spot, and rings being you have to get through the spot. I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it's weird to have rings that are not about getting through the spot, they're about getting to the spot. Because then you end up, well, with some awkward ring placement. Nope, no, 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 no. Ah, I got stuck again. Sometimes it's hard to tell what terrain the game is going to let you just walk over and what terrain is going to be like, nope, your character does not know how to step over that tiny rock. There's one down here as well. And the thing about Wandering Echo is that the game is setting up Wandering Echoes to be a type of puzzle where you have to follow the orb. But really the puzzle is there's a series of nodes that you have to physically reach. And you have to find, you know, where those nodes are and reach them in order in a certain time limit. And so having the puzzle in fact almost all of the Wandering Orbs just be, as long as you're running after the orb, you'll win, means that there's not much puzzle there, whereas there's that one enclave like way back in episode like 3, it was so early in this series, where you had to do all these like warp tricks to reach the echo. It's never been done again. It's just no one's ever done that again. Dark Regions of Area 3. Let's suppose I did that. Let's suppose I made this a light cell. We'd have to do this, which would force us to do that and that. And so far, everything works just fine. Hold on. So yeah, like, it's a case where the puzzle design is interesting. I'm getting a call. I'm going to just guess. I haven't looked at my phone. It's going to say scam likely. No, it just has the name of a city, and there's no other information on it. I'm not picking that phone up. I'm not picking up a phone number that just says coming from a city. I need to see a name of someone I recognize, or I will never pick up the phone. That's just how things are now. When I get 45 spam calls a day, I'm not picking that phone up unless I know who you are ahead of time. Anyway, like with the Wandering Echo, it's like we've got this basic idea, but I don't know if they fully explored like what it means to solve that puzzle. Because it isn't about following the orb, it's about can you reach the nodes. And so a more interesting design would be like, well, how can we set up the order of the nodes in such a way that the player has to think about it before they start solving the puzzle, rather than just jumping in blind and just running after the orb, like I've been doing in 99% of them. I don't know. I don't know what the obvious solution for that is from a design perspective. All I know is it feels like they missed out on some really interesting ideas with this puzzle type. Alright, so I'm looking up, but I don't know which direction I'm looking up from. Is it this side? So it's also, I've got some leitmotif graffiti here on it. What? I didn't do anything with the camera. Why did it change to third-person perspective? Gosh, it's so annoying. The game should never change my perspective unless I press a camera button. And considering I don't know where those buttons are, I shouldn't be hitting them because I'm only hitting the buttons for movement and jumping right now. So I need to be looking, oops. I need to be looking from, oh, hold on, let's grab you. Can I do it just by flying? Yeah. I need to be looking from an area where the sunlight is hitting. So maybe this side? No, not quite where the sunlight is hitting. It looks like there's a bit of shadow. So maybe over this side? No. Which side are we looking at? It's not this, because it's the thing is heading down to the right, like it's that way. The stripe is heading the other way, which makes me think it's here. No? Kind of? I guess I need to be... Yeah, again, look, it's third person. I want it first person. The way that I change it is by rotating the mouse wheel. I'm not touching the mouse wheel in between, so why is it doing that? It's aggravating. The game should never do that. Do I need to be down lower first here? No, I can't get the angle if I'm down this low. I need to be a little further out. Right? This sort of thing. Excuse me. I feel like I need to be in front of... But there's that tree in the way. I need to be further over this way. There's less of the tree. There. Okay, that was slightly irritating. Let's do one of these. These are much better. This has to move over. Yeah, to let me in. Alright, give it a couple more minutes in this area, then I'm going to move over to, I guess, Serene Deluge, because I haven't been there in a while either. How do I get in there? I'm betting this is a flying guy, because that's great. I love it when that happens. Oh. Yeah, okay, let's try again. There we are. I see you. Okay. Galaxies, area numbers. The 5 has to move up at least this far. At least that far. 7 now is going to be here. There. Those can't connect. That can't, so this is the 7. You do have to do it this way. That can't connect, that can't connect. Cool, not too bad. Hey, some sightseer puzzles. That is looking down from a little more this direction? I don't know. Is it coming from... hold on. I've got to see a 3-star puzzle, so I've got to be higher up. I've got to be up there. So that I can see the 3-star puzzle. No, I'm more this direction, because it's got to be... The 3-star puzzle is... Hold on, can I get any higher? Because I'm looking down. This perspective is very clearly looking... Again, don't change my camera angle, you stupid... Alright. Actually, I see as well a bunch of flow orbs. That looks like this section here. Okay, now I want this God, the game really should mess with me here. But then where is the angle? Is it from on top of there? I think it's from on top of those islands. I think that's where I gotta be. I think I gotta be up here. Looking down here. Yep. I've already done that one, apparently. Oh, this side? Yeah. Okay, that's my ending point. So if I move down or left, I create 2 dead ends, and that's the end of the level, so I can't do that. If I move down, it's over because I have 2 dead ends, so I have to move across. I gotta move down, and I gotta cross up these dead ends. And then we're set. What am I stuck on here? Can't move here. Certainly not the puzzle, because you can walk through those puzzles. That's weird. That looks like I'm up on top of the building. Okay, I've got to be looking down. Huh. I might actually need to be up at the very top of it, though. Alright. So I need to be looking down. There needs to be a single tree, maybe this direction here. There it is. Yeah, so the thing to know about sightseers, I guess, is that when you pick up a sightseer, the location's going to be nearby, you know, X and Z coordinates, but the Y coordinate could be anything. So you can get a sightseer and it's like 2 feet away from you and then 100 feet straight up. Okay. This is an end game. I can't do that. I could do this. I've got to get in here last is the thing. So I've got to do... I can just go across this way, clean this out. And then, yeah, that's how we do it. Interesting. Let's head over to Serene Deluge after I do this puzzle. That was a nice try. You cannot trick me. I am untrickable. New Crystal Labyrinth spawn? That's so cool. Not gonna go there, though. There could be something up in the air, Junior Birdman here. Also, hold on, let's get this matchbox while I'm here. There we go. These cannot connect to each other. Those cannot connect to each other. Those are fine. This cannot connect, though. So it's gonna have to connect out, right? No, I could block it. It's fine. This 8 could connect. That has to be dark. Is there an obvious move here? Well, if I did this, we would have to do it here, I think. Or there. If I did it here... Like, what's stopping me from just filling all of these in? Well, the 14 cannot connect here. Can it? Well, if it connected here, we'd be in trouble, right? So this has to be a single. If we did this... Can't go any further there. We can't go there. Oops, hold on. I think this is how we would do it. Yep. Strange. Strange puzzle. The only winning move is to play it correctly. Are we going to be looking up in the air here? Ah, there we go. Okay, now let's head over to Serene Deluge. Fill out a couple of these. puzzles. We haven't been here in a while. Hey, there's one right there. Wonder where it could lead. It's also a cube here. Okay, this seems to be the only move. How do I get... This can go here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I see a hidden pentat over here. Kind of on the wall there. Ah, yep, there's one up there. This looks like a kind of a cliff side puzzle. All of them are just going to be right along this cliff edge. So maybe the rest are up high, so let's get up in the air. Well, it doesn't go that high. Whoa! Good times. Try that again. There we go. Where's the cube? There it is. Not up here. I think it's down low somewhere, but where? Already got one in that corner. Yeah, it is definitely moving this direction. Is there a little hole in here I missed? Oh, there is. That's great. Clever girl. Ah. That's going to be annoying. Yeah, so I don't mind, like, climbing up, you know, the sides of these cliffs. The trouble is when you suddenly have to do it as part of this movement puzzle. If you end up slightly too low, because of the movement system, it takes so long to get back up. It's basically a guaranteed loss. Guaranteed loss on the puzzle because you will definitely run out of time. You're just never going to make it back up. Okay, so we're looking up at the temple that's up at the top. So I think I want to be up here. I definitely need to get to a pink tree, though. Cool. That was a complete wasted jump now because I can't get high enough and there was no place to land. Is there a place to go up anywhere nearby? Wouldn't that be nice if there was? Wouldn't it be nice? There's this one over here. We can do that. Yeah, thing is, this level's so vertical that getting to where you need to go is often really annoying. So I need a pink tree that's looking at this through here. It's probably up here. Maybe not. But it's looking past a different rock. Looks like it's higher, so maybe it's up on top of this? That can't be right. Is it a little bit lower here? There. Oh, hey, another one of these. I found a lot of hidden pentads today. I'm happy about that. Does mean I'm clearing these out, because there's not a lot of hidden pentads just in the game. There's less than 300 of them. So I'll be sad when there's no more to do. But in the meantime, I'm enjoying them. It's not like flow orbs where I'm just trying to get them out of the way. See how this orb is moving? Moving in on this side. Oh, just right there. Where's this? Ah. Just goes right there. Yeah, the verticality of this level's cool and all, but with the movement system, I really don't want to be doing puzzles that require me to go up and down quickly, because it just takes too long. It's not a good design for this puzzle type. Alright, finally one that's probably going to be good. All dark regions of area 3. I can't go out that way, but I could do that. This 3 is completely done. This has to move out this way. That has to happen. This has to happen. That's an overload, so we definitely have to do this. This is now complete. This is complete. That's complete. This would overload. That would overload. Cool. Let's see. This is a place that has to be a light cell. This has to be a light cell. That would overload this. They both can't be light, so this one has to be dark. Because if this one's dark, they're both dark. That's a dark cell. It could be like that. This would actually be a problem. So this one has to be a dark cell. Which means that is a light cell, and we're good here. Cool. Oh, that's really fast. You gotta get there. Are you kidding me? Okay. The jumping is too slow in this game for this to be a great puzzle. Yep, see, it's floaty and you miss and it's like that. It doesn't feel like, oh, I should just get better at jumping. It just feels like, yeah, like why didn't that make it? Okay, hold on. Yep, okay, cool, try again. Yeah, this is bad. This is just bad. It's floaty jumping. It's hard to tell exactly if it's going to land just right. It really shouldn't be done like that. There. Oh, hold on. Blue is sneaky, sneaky boy. How do I sneak up on you? Let's grab the glide rings down here. Oh. This is taking me all the way back where I came from. I feel like I don't quite have enough to make it all the way. I'm barely making it here. Okay. Go this way. I do think the ring puzzles tend to be on the better side, and part of it is the rings usually guide you the direction you're supposed to go. So there is not so much guessing, like, wait, where's the next ring? You can usually figure it out based on the arrangement of the current rings, the way they're facing, things like that. Now that's a flight shy aura, I can tell. Purple is flight. Red is don't look at me. Green is don't move. Blue is move, but do it very slowly. So if I do it this way, I won't see the red guy until it's too late. No! Okay. No! Aggravating. Alright. How many of these are? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, let's get over here, maybe? Or do we start on this end? Oh, no, there's down there. Okay, so maybe we start at this end. And then it's going to be very irritating to do. Let me grab this. For Pete's sake. Here. This can go. Okay, that wasn't really hard at all. Okay, those can't connect to any of those. We don't want any dominoes. Oh, that has to go up. This has to go all the way. Let's try this. Alright, you're either a sneaky guy or a camera guy, so let's do that. And then let's see how to... Oh, okay. Here. Oh. Oh! You start that. Oh. Yeah. We gotta get in. Okay, so this one, the, you just can't see. You just can't see what you're doing in this one. That's the puzzle is. Look, this is hard because you can't see it. Look at how good of puzzle designers we are. You can't see where you're going. I'm hitting something I can't see. Because the rings have this effect on them, which makes it really hard to tell where the pillars are and where the rings are. You can't tell the difference between them because they're all the same color. There you go, that's the puzzle. I don't feel smart for solving it. I feel like I finally beat that bullshit. I think I can bring that up. Alright, how about... Ooh, that might be... Nope. Worth a shot. It's inside the building, so how do I... I think I gotta go through the window. That's clever. Okay, it's looking like just a labyrinth puzzle. Nothing really complicated happening yet. And that's it. Am I gonna be launched up? Thank you. got to be something up there. There is a leitmotif. And that, I'm not sure where it's the green one is, but I see the red one. Is it up high? Man, I'm so glad for this mod, because in the original game, your charge jump takes 5 minutes to recharge, and the mod only takes 1 minute for each one to recharge. And because of how many times you have to charge jump in this area, without the mod, this is the worst thing that has ever been made. So there you go. Okay, it's been an hour. I need to actually get to work today. Believe it or not, I have a job. So I'm going to do that. But first I'm going to do this puzzle. Connect all the light cells. Well, this would be an automatic loss, so we definitely can't do that. The 6th then... This is fine. This is a choke point, so it actually does have to be like this. The 4 has to go either left or up. Actually, if it goes up, it's going to be blocked, so it has to go this way. The 6th then needs to go a certain direction. We'll see where. If it goes this way, then we're screwed. So this has to be a dark cell, and then we have to do that. Alrighty, believe it or not, I am having fun with this game. I'm just sometimes aggravated by the mistakes that are being made by the designers here. I get it, there's 40,000 puzzles or so in the game. It's not that many. There's like 20,000 puzzles in the game. Unless you want to spend literal years of your life checking each one and rechecking and rechecking. There's going to be a few that just slip by and there's a problem with them that you just don't bother to fix. But it does get aggravating that there's entire puzzle types that I can see have so much potential that is just not used because they just kind of put it in the laziest manner possible. Oh well. I say lazy, that's a horrible thing to say about it. These guys worked really, really hard on the game, but like some of the puzzle design should have had some more time in the brainstorming phase before they got put in. Oh well. With that said, thank you all for watching. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.